What is going on, guys? We are back for another episode of Pokemon Top 5s, continuing on with our Ash themed Top 5s just because of the Pokemon Masters tournament. We are back with Ash's top 5 friends. Now this list, as always, guys, is 100% opinionated and is always kind of subject to change, right? Like, I could have a different opinion. I'm not gonna have such a crazy opinion that everything's gonna change like immediately, but I think as we see more animes, we get to see the characters more. Maybe their slots change just kind of as you see them in the anime and stuff. But if you have a different list than me, make sure to leave it in the comment section down below. While you're down there, click subscribe, click like, really would appreciate it. And without further ado, let us just hop right into number 5. Alright, so at number 5 we have Serena, the Kalos companion for Ash. She actually met Ash in a Pokemon camp when they were like little kids. And she's kind of always remembered Ash because he did help her out. She's always kind of wanted to thank him properly. And so when he showed up on the news, in Kalos, kind of with the masked hero guy and like that Blaziken and the Garchomp or whatever, she set out to find him, and so she eventually did. Then she traveled with him, Clement, and Bonnie throughout their Kalos journey. And as her relationship kind of went forward, it became obvious and later became canon that she had a crush on Ash. And so this is the only canon like love connection that the anime has really ever had with a character and Ash. So for me, that was a really big part of her initially getting onto the list. However, their relationship since the Kalos journey, we saw this random cameo at the end of Journeys just before the Masters 8. They saw each other and never really spoke, so it's kind of hard to see or tell where they're at. But obviously they had a very close connection when they were traveling together. Their friendship was, their relationship was very friendly, very supportive. They kind of had like a quote unquote date, although they were kind of just traveling by themselves doing different things. And yeah, so that is kind of the most canon relationship there's ever really been in the series. So for me, she had to be at number 5. But she really ended up kind of being kind of this more, it ended up kind of feeling like a mentorship relationship kind of deal. And so those relationships, I kind of just ranked that slightly lower. I don't know why. Just my personal kind of feel on it. The fact that they didn't really talk when you did see her in Journeys, it just kind of, she was originally higher on the list for me, and I just kind of really, after thinking about every other character, I just sort of kind of moved her down, but I didn't want to get rid of her entirely. So that's where she ended up, number 5 on my list. But let us move on to number 4. Alright, so at number 4 we have Misty. She traveled with Ash through Kanto and Johto. She is one of the most beloved characters in the entire anime. There's no question about it. But Misty and Ash have a very sibling-like rivalry with each other. Misty will never admit it, but she definitely cared about Ash a ton. This is kind of the other relationship where at the end it kind of left you thinking, like, does she like Ash, or is it just kind of friendly? But she will always have that sibling rivalry with Ash that I don't think can ever be replicated. There's definitely like, I'm gonna one-up you at all costs kind of thing. And so their relationship is kind of a comedic relief, right? It definitely adds, like, you have this friend that just pushes you to be better and better and better. And so, that's sort of kind of the vibe that I have with Misty. They always fought over Pokemon. The Totodile that Ash ended up getting in Johto, Misty thought that was hers, like dead to rights. She was like, I'm a water trainer. you're sitting gonna pick up a water type on me? Like, she was ready for blood. She was going for it. But I mean, obviously their relationship is very, very close. They've been together for 2 regions, which is honestly like the second longest travel companion that Ash has had. So their relationship is super close. She really also is just an icon for just prominent female characters in animes at this time of history. And so she has a very, very important place in not only this list, but females in main roles in any show, really. And so for me, she's number 4 on the list. But let us move on to number 3. And speaking of sibling rivalry, we have Gary, who is Ash's original arch nemesis, the original bad boy rival that's gonna, that you just want to beat him so bad. Honestly, Gary was, I'm gonna be pretty frank, he was an asshole to Ash to begin with. And you could really see, but as Gary grew up, he stopped kind of going at Ash and started becoming way more supportive, way more helpful to him. And you even kind of see it, right? He's kind of helping him train. He's not really into battling anymore. He's more or less just helping his grandfather. So yeah, I mean, for Gary, the rivalry was always entertaining to watch. It definitely helped Ash. Their battle in the Johto, yeah, it was Johto, right? Yeah, it was crazy. That Blastoise versus Charizard match was unbelievable. And really, like, Ash beating Gary was really the turning point, right? Where the relationship went from rivalry to friendship, and now they're very good friends. He was seen helping him in journeys, and he even helped out Go as well. So I mean, he's, the relationship has been around for a long time. It's developed a lot. And so the character arc have now come full circle. And so just because of how fleshed out it is, he was number 3. He was above Misty because of how fleshed out it is. And for me, that's sort of kind of why. But let us move on to number 2. Alright, so at number 2 we have Dawn. Now Dawn, I think, might surprise people to be this high on the list, but I think their relationship was the best relationship in terms of supportiveness. They helped each other train. I guess Ash also did kind of, like, Dawn was kind of his first mentor as well. There was kind of this mentorship there. They pushed each other in a very positive way. I think the difference between Dawn and May is really that Dawn was much more independent than May was, and so her character, to me, felt way less kind of annoying. Like, their relationship was, like, literally, they are like childhood friends that just travel together, and they're great, right? They're super supportive. Ash actually works with her in contests, so you actually kind of see Ash kind of go out of his way. You can actually see him still use elements of stuff that he learned with Dawn. And so for me, their relationship was the most positive out of all of them, for sure. In comparison to anything, 3, 4, 5. And their relationship was the most cohesive, right? Serena, there was a very element that she wanted to please Ash. Misty was very much, I'm going to beat you. Gary, you go full circle from you're nothing to, okay, I respect you and we're friends. But Dawn was just straight up from the beginning supportive. We're gonna make each other better. We're gonna be very friendly. It was a very cohesive season. And yeah, I mean, Dawn ended up having a really powerful team as well. Like, she was a very respected trainer as well. They've actually traded Pokemon, which actually shows just another level of trust with, I trust you to be able to take care of this Pokemon that I raised. And And so there's a lot of stuff going on with Dawn that just makes that relationship so apparently strong. But without further ado, let us hop in to number 1. And of course, number 1, we have Brock. Now, Brock has traveled with Ash through like 4 full generations. I mean, Brock is literally the father figure for Ash when you think about it, right? He cooked for him, he was the mentor through everything. Every big battle, Brock was helping him strategize, Brock was with him. And you know, he was always there for him, always treated his Pokemon, made sure that Ash ate. I mean, yes, Brock absolutely had a complex of needing to find every female ever, but I mean, when it came to Ash, I mean, they are literally best friends. That is Ash's best friend, no doubt about it. Very mentor figure, and the fact that he's traveled with them so long has just allowed Brock's character to grow to just such a high level. I mean, he's touched everybody that he's worked with. May, Dawn, he also got to work with, you know, Misty, like, they all evolved as characters with Brock, and so you can kind of see how he developed. He went from being someone who was just taking over a gym to wanting to become a Pokemon breeder. You kind of see that arc go. You kind of see him become a very, very powerful trainer. I mean, he's still a gym leader that can now Mega Evolve his Steelix. Like, he now has very versatile Pokemon, you know, with a Golbat, with a Golem, like, you know, he has everything you want. And for me, he had to be number 1 for that reason. I mean, just the parental figure that he gave Ash was so big in making Ash become the character that he is today. And so, without further ado, that is our top 5 list this week. If you have a different list, leave it down in the comment section down below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, I mean, that is today's episode. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.